stoked to see you guys here. I'm missing the MC Front a Lot show, so I could do these two panels back to back. So I hope y'all keep me awake and keep me laughing. Wow, this is the second focus panel, so I don't ever know how to start. Should I do an introduction, or is that silly? Is that silly? Should I do? Okay. Hello, my name is Greg Ayres. I'm a voice actor for ADV Films in Houston and Funimation Entertainment, a division of Navarre Corporation, in Dallas, Texas. I used to say Fort Worth, but they just moved and they're in a new secret hidden fortress somewhere in Dallas. Let's see, I've been doing this now 6 years. That's creepy. 6 years I haven't had a day job. That's kind of crazy. Aside from that, I'm going to be raising hell next door in a few hours at the dance. I'm also a DJ. I would like to clarify that there's a typo in the program. It says that I'm a regular on the New York DJ circuit. I don't know where that came from. That is not true. Yes, I did DJ at the Knitting Factory, but that's my geeky gig of a lifetime that I loved. I don't play there on a regular basis. I do play a lot of parties, and that's probably the other half of what I do. But let's see, I guess we could talk about new stuff. Well, unfortunately, I'm working on some really cool new stuff I can't talk about. But I can talk about most recent, I guess. How many of you have gotten to check out Xenosaga? Yay, I'm the first boy to ever play Junior. I'm pretty excited about that. We finished up, Beck is finally out. How many of y'all got to see the end of Beck? We'll talk about the end of that if any of you have questions about what that song is at the end of the show. Naruma Daikon Brothers is out. That's been out for a while now. And then I've got some hangers, some shows that I've started but haven't finished yet. Welcome to the NHK, where, God forbid, I'm playing an otaku. Imagine that. I'm playing Yamazaki in Welcome to the NHK. I'm also playing a really ridiculous character in the show Canon. Let's see, I'm playing the ever cross-dressing Yuki in Shinichi Watanabe's The Wallflower. Wow, that guy is such a girly man. In fact, if I came here with less voice, it's because I've spent 3 days screaming in Yuki's voice. Screaming and crying, of course, because Yuki does nothing but cry, too. What else? I'm trying to think. A lot of crazy stuff. I guess one thing I need to point out before we go too far into the panel, there is another panel that is going to piggyback on the end of this panel. I've got my regular panel, the meet and greet panel that we're doing now. That's this. But I also do a panel about the effects that digital downloading and fan subbing has had on the industry and why the industry in Japan is in so much trouble right now. And so if after an hour's time everything starts to seem very serious, and I'll make sure there's a little segue between the two panels, we didn't have enough time to finish it last night, and so there are people that are going to come in and check out the very end of that panel when this is over. So if you don't know anything about that, I definitely want you to stick around and hear some information. But if not, if you want to go see the Pillows, by all means, they rock the hardest. So go check them out. And it sounds like there's an avalanche behind me. I don't know what that is. Let's see. I guess we'll open it up for a little bit of questions first, just to get it started. There's a microphone right there, so not a million people, but if y'all can line up, and if y'all have questions, I'll be glad to answer them, and then I'll talk, and then y'all can ask. And you can keep walking while I talk, it's fine. Yeah.
Just one question.
Yes.
What were you on when you were dubbing Ghost Stories, and where can I score some?
Oh, isn't that wonderful? You know, the coolest thing about Ghost Stories, thank you for asking about it, that's one of those few instances where the Japanese knew the original really wasn't all that great. And so when they approached ADV, they said, look, the show did not do well here. What can you do to make this show funny or successful? And they gave us free license to do anything we wanted with that show. And it was Stephen Foster's idea to hire, I think it was 12 of the regular actors at ADV that were also pretty quick on their feet. and we improv'd the show, basically. Now, granted, it wasn't improv, like, it wasn't always the first take, but we could say whatever we wanted, practically. And it got bad, yes it did, and those of y'all that saw, I play Leo, the little Jewish kid. All I want to know is, why did Mel Gibson wait until we finished that show to lose his mind? Because I would have had him for lunch in that show. The funny thing is, I mean, there's a lot of misconceptions about that show. A lot of people think we could just do anything and there were no rules. We, in fact, had to keep all the names of the characters the same. All of the ghosts, which are traditional Japanese and Chinese ghosts, all had to retain their original names. They had to retain their origin. And we had to go about killing that ghost or banishing that ghost the same way. Now, granted, the spell we chanted wasn't always the same. What was it? Katabe, katabe, kick the bucket, katabe, katabe, you can suck it. I don't think that's what they said in the Japanese version. But above and beyond that, I got to take swings at people like Christian Slater and Sean Young, and it was fun. And if I end up shot, it's either Christian Slater or Sean Young that came and found me. But the thing is, everybody was so against it, but the really weird thing is we beat Alchemist that year for Dub of the Year in Anime Insider, which I think is hysterical because it was kind of the little dub that could. You know, it was the dub that nobody wanted to see happen when it was in production, and then it's been so successful, in fact, that now they've released it as a full like brick edition, so you can buy the whole show as one deal. Because people were not able to find, like, they could find 1 and 2, but they couldn't find 3 and 5, so they had 1, 2, and 4. So yeah. So thanks for asking. I missed that show. That was a lot of fun to work on.
So if you could have any relationship, a romantic relationship with any anime character, who would it be?
Oh, I'm in a relationship. I'm very happy, so I'm gonna pass on that one. I'm very happily taken. Very, very, very happily taken. But thank you. It wouldn't be whether I could talk about it or not. Evangelion is such a weird thing. The question was, do I plan on voicing the role of Kaoru again? I would love to. I mean, who wouldn't? Like, the day that I found out I was going to do that, I almost peed on myself. Because, well, the girl that was she was the receptionist at ADV at the time, was not real good with Japanese names, and so when she booked me for the director's cut of Ava, she said I was going to be playing, she called him Carl or something, and I was like, what is that? And so I'm like, okay, well, there's footage I don't know about. It's probably some guy that gets stepped on, you know? It's probably just some, you know, Ava crushes person, News at 11. And I was with a friend, and I was like, who could that be? And we kept thinking, and I was like, oh my God. And so I called her back and I asked her to spell the name. And when she spelled it, I screamed in her ear. So I would love to do that, but unfortunately, I don't think any of us know who's going to even get the rights to any of the new Ava stuff. You know, you would have thought ADV would have gotten the movies, but then manga got them. And while they retained the same cast, now there are 3 of us that have done the role of Kaoru. Now, the really funny thing is all 3 of us are really good friends. And we don't know each other through anime, believe it or not. Aaron Crone, who did it in the movies, his mother was my dance teacher as a kid. And he was actually my roommate on a New York trip that I took when I was a kid. And he snuck out of the room to make out with his girlfriend, and I snuck out of the room to go see Wendy O. Williams. And then Kyle Sturdivant, that did it in the TV series, is a guy that I know through the Houston theater scene. And I actually took his headshots when he didn't have new stage headshots. So it's weird that all 3 of us know each other from totally different areas of life, but I'd be happy to do it. I would love to do it. I think that Aaron has got a pretty successful stage career in New York right now, and I don't know if any of us know where Kyle is right now. Last we heard, he was with this like fringe theater group called Infernal Bridegroom Productions, and that's the last we ever heard of him. So it looks like I'm the only Kaoru standing. So maybe so. I would like to, at least, but we'll see. Okay, well, thank you. I hope I get to do it. Yes?
This might be too much to hope for, but with Funimation picking up Ouran Host Club, do you have any plans for trying out for it or anything?
Are you kidding me? Of course I have plans on trying a show with tons of pretty boys in it? No, no plans at all of working on any show like that. Yeah, there's several roles in that show that I would like to play. I think one of the twins would be fun. I think they're hysterical. As much as I would love to say honey, I think that's gonna have to go to a girl. No, that's the neat thing about working for two companies. It used to be that I had to only wait for, you know, whatever ADV got, but I work for two companies now, and I'm lucky enough that both of them get really good stuff. So, and Funimation has announced a lot of other really exciting titles recently. So, you know, not only do I have to look forward to Wallflower and Gurren Lagann and stuff like that at ADV, but I've got all the other auditions to hope for too. So I'll keep my fingers that I'll cross that I'll be wearing a blue jacket soon. We'll see. Who knows?